Why are plumbing permits required?
The plumbing is one of our busiest departments because everybody's always doing plumbing. Your pipes are always breaking, water heaters go out. There's always some plumbing that needs to be done. And a lot of people think, well, why do I need a licensed plumber, for instance? It's not a dangerous thing to do. There are some situations in which it can become dangerous. Water heaters, for example. There's a show called Mythbusters, in which recently or a while back, they did a segment on what happens to a water heater if it's installed incorrectly. And the question wasn't really what happens to the water heater, because we can tell you if it's installed incorrectly and the pressure builds up in the wrong places, that water heater is going to explode. The question was actually, will it explode with enough force for the water heater to go through the roof, or will it just hit the ceiling and collapse? And there's a video online, if you can come back and watch it. It shows the water heater exploding, going through the roof and traveling a couple hundred feet and landing in the front yard. So dangerous things can happen if plumbing isn't done correctly. On top of that, there's a lot of sanitation issues. Sanitation is a health issue that we want to make sure doesn't occur.
What kinds of plumbing projects require a permit?
The building codes call for almost everything to be permitted that involves plumbing. And it has to be done by a licensed plumbing contractor. The exception is again, maintenance work, minimal work that's being done by the homeowner. If you're going out and have a problem with your sewer pipe, for instance, and you're only replacing a small section, say 4 feet or less, then we're going to look at that as a maintenance issue. But if you're replacing your sewer line from the house out to the alley, that's more than just a maintenance issue, and we're going to require a permit.
What's involved with obtaining a plumbing permit?
We tie it to a building permit if there's one available, if there's a new construction, for instance, or a major remodel. If it's simply a plumbing job, water heater, for instance, then the plumber simply has to call in over the phone and charge it to his AR account.
Must plumbing work be performed by a licensed plumber?
The state of Texas licenses plumbers and requires that any plumbing work be done by a licensed plumber. One of the issues we have, for instance, is people will go out and say, can I dig the ditch? Is that considered plumbing? Does that require a licensed plumber? No, digging a ditch, anybody can do that. But once you lay a piece of pipe in that ditch, the state of Texas calls that plumbing and requires a plumber. So if you do that, if you put the pipe in yourself, even though you haven't connected it to any water source, that's still plumbing and you can get in trouble for it.
What must homeowners do to perform their own plumbing work?
The state of Texas says that if you're homesteaded, own a home, and live in a home, you can pull a permit and do your own work, but you still have to follow the same rules and regulations as a licensed plumber. Any work done by a homeowner, again, must meet the same requirements, same code requirements that a licensed plumber has to follow. So when we come to inspect, we're going to hold you to the same standards that we hold a licensed plumber.
What sorts of natural gas projects might plumbers work on?
Plumbers deal with water, sewer, and gas. And this time of year in particular, we get a lot of gas issues, and people that over the summertime had gas leaks or for whatever reason had their gas turned off, if they only use it for heating, they don't think about it until this time of year. It's pretty chilly outside right now. So all of a sudden our inspectors are very busy out there checking gas repairs. The gas company, if they have a report of a leak or go out to your house and find a leak, they will cut off your gas, and they will require that we inspect the repairs before they will turn the gas back on. So again, like I said, this time of year we're very busy doing that. We try to bend over backwards when it comes to gas inspections. Number one, to get those done first so we can get the gas turned on as quick as we can. We even go so far as, if we're available, we'll do after hours and weekend inspections to get gas clearances turned on. We have a phone line, an after hours phone line we have with the gas company that we can kind of get those turned back on even after hours so that we can make sure people have heat in their homes.
Why are plumbers responsible for natural gas projects?
Typically it's the same situation as pipes in the ground. Now of course there's differences in the two. You can only use certain kinds of pipe for gas, and you can use certain kinds of pipe for plumbing. started to say you can't use PVC for gas, but there are certain kinds of plastics that you can use now for gas. But the fittings have to be done a certain way, the solvents, everything is different with gas, but essentially it's pipes in the ground and pipe connections. If you have questions, again, my advice is to call us and ask us. We'll do what we can to help you. If you can't find our number, or another option is to contact the Public Information Facebook page, the City of San Angelo Facebook page. Post your question there and they'll get it to us and we'll do our best to answer it.